Hi, we are at the IoT event 2018 in Bilbao. Next, we have the pleasure of having Thorsten Hülsmann from the Industrial Data Space Association, Head of Unit Strategic Initiatives at Fraunhofer Institute, and Head of Digital Hub Dortmund, recognized by the European Commission and as an example of good practice. Okay, hi Thorsten. Could you please explain in a few words what is the Industrial Data Space Initiative and the value it can bring to the manufacturing sector?
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me. And well, I try to make it short. The Industrial Data Space Association is a group of companies, at the moment 90 or 92 companies, who try to develop a standard for data exchange and for the usage control of data. And this is due to an observation that especially in manufacturing, but also in other industry verticals, the interoperability between entities and devices is more or less solved. But the question, what happens with my data if I exchange it with a partner, with a supplier, or with a corporation company, this is not solved. And the industrial data space focuses exactly on this data layer in value chains, whether it be in manufacturing or other verticals, and develops a global standard for this data exchange. And at the end, what will be enabled or provided is data sovereignty for the data owners.
No. You talked about companies. Okay. In your opinion, what is the route to Industry 4.0 and the most important milestones for an industrial SME?
Well, the roots or the connection of Industry 4.0 from our experience is digital technologies which have been involved or involved into the value chains of companies step by step. But this is not a phenomenon which came suddenly 2 or 3 years from the sky. It evolved throughout the availability of technologies, but also about when technologies become cheaper and could be implemented and used in the industry in large numbers. So this is from our point an evolution which happened throughout the last maybe 10 or 12 years. And nowadays we witnessed maybe only until 2 or 3 years that these concepts of Industry 4.0 really took place in the industry, in the market, and that it also brings value for companies.
Everyone talks about the data, like the new oil, okay? And how can an SME extract value from data?
Well, I think this is a very good question, and the answer is that first of all, a company, an SME company, a small company, has to understand that there is already a lot of data available in all processes. So then afterwards, if the company understands this, one can start to exploit this value of data. And from our point of view, there are two directions where this value of data can be unleashed. The first is to improve the own processes of the company. And this is very easy, because if you bring more transparency into the processes, if you bring more transparency into the value chains, into the communication with, for instance, suppliers or customers, then the processes will become faster, will become cheaper, or will just become more safe and secure. So this is one direction. The other direction, let me just finish because it's important. The second direction is new products and new business models. Because if I have my data, maybe I can change the way I deliver to my customers. For instance, if I'm producing small air conditioning machines, which have been to be put on the factories, on the roof of the factories. And I'm an SME producing these air conditioners. Maybe with the right set of technology and data, I can offer my customer not to sell him a machine, an air conditioning machine, but I can sell him 12 months fresh air in his factory. And this is a mind shift, and this is a shift of a business model.
This is the as a service model, no?
Exactly.
This is something that changing the mentality about how to sell products and sell services. Okay, and okay, Europe. We were talking here about Europe and the role of Europe in the world regarding the IoT. Europe has abandoned in some technological competitions like semiconductors, computers, mobile phones. Will we gain the race of the IoT in terms of software, its integration in companies? Definitely, we will lead Industry 4.0, and how are we going to do it?
Well, also a very good question, and my answer to this is that, of course, when it comes to the technology, to the IoT devices and to the software, we already have lost the race because the Americas and the Asian competitors are so strong in these technologies. But I think the competitive advantage of Europe is the deep knowledge of vertical industries and an understanding of processes needed in these industries. And if we will be able within the next, let's say, 1 or 2 years to combine these knowledge with the technology already available at the market, I think then there is a very good possibility and chance for a lot of European companies to establish new products and maybe also to to become global leaders in certain specialized platform applications or technology applications in industry.
Okay, so thank you very much, Thorsten. Good luck with the interesting initiatives you are having with the industrial data space. And okay, see you again.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.